Hello, my badass boys and badass babes. It's your favorite bad girl of the Black Hills, Virgo the Vixen. And before we start, as always, make sure you hit your likes and subscribe buttons down below. Okay, first of all, I have to apologize. Last week, I lost my voice, okay? Before I wanted to shoot this video and tell you about an incident, and we'll probably have to do another video on that, about me and Little Miss Perfect. But anyways, here's the story. I went to a party and had a really good time. Was yelling, screaming, having a good time. And I overexerted myself and I lost my voice for the next 5 days. Okay, I'm not joking. 5 days later, I finally get my voice back. And today we're going to be talking about those 5 days when I couldn't really speak. If I could, it was horrible. And so today's life lessons is going to be focusing on making sure you can take it for wherever you want. We're just going to call them life lessons for right now, but this is how it goes. Okay, we have the party, and I guarantee you, once again, it was worth it. I would do the same thing if I knew the consequences. Definitely worth it. Okay, party. Next day, I don't have a voice. I can barely talk. It hurts when I talk. It is that bad, all right? Guess what? Life doesn't stop just because you can't speak, okay? Let me make that clear. Just because you can't speak doesn't mean life is going to say, oh, well, we're going to give you a mulligan, we're going to give you a hall pass, you're free to skate. Hell no. With me, it doesn't work like that. In fact, it's just the opposite. Life turns up the dial a few notches, like 4 or 5 notches, to make things a lot more interesting. All right. I have to go to the grocery store. Again, we all have to go grocery shopping. There's this cute guy, and I'm trying to whistle to get his attention. All right? Normally I would cattle call or whistle to get this guy's attention. Here's the problem. I have nothing here. My voice is shot. There is nothing. So I honk my horn. This guy looks at me and gives me the middle finger. I am trying to get a date with Mr. Gorgeous over here. Instead, he gives me the bird and telling me to basically go take a hike. All right. If that was all, I could still live with it. But day 2, things get more interesting. All right. I'm at home. I'm relaxing. I'm trying to drink liquids to get my voice back into shape. All right, the neighborhood kids are just, terrorizing the neighborhood. They're coming onto my property. They're running up and down, and I would love nothing more than to yell at them. But again, I try. They start laughing at me. Now, I don't know about you, but for some odd reason, I was not in a good mood. I think you can understand why. And so I decided, since I can't, speak, or I can't yell, I'll just take some items that I had laying next to me, maybe like a picture frame, maybe like a few objects, and I kind of tossed them into the direction of the kids. Well, guess what? For some odd reason, they moved out of that direction, and then here come Mom and Dad to yell at me for, you can't throw stuff at our kids. And this is the best part, okay? Here, they're trying to have a conversation with me. The moment I open to talk, they start laughing. They start laughing at me. I'm trying to explain that they were on my yard, they were destroying my yard, and then the parents start laughing at me, and then they go, okay, okay, we understand where you're coming from. Okay, we'll make sure our kids don't do that again. After they were laughing. All right. Again, if that was all that happened, I could live with this. Day 3 goes by. I thought I got a reprieve. And to be fair, I did get a reprieve, okay? For some odd reason, when you lock yourself inside your house and you don't go anywhere and you don't answer the phone, hey, things work out in a way for you. Day 4. Okay. I thought I was in the free and clear. Day 3 was a setup. Because here comes day 4. I have somewhat of a voice. I decide, okay, I have some things I got to do, have some errands, I got to do some things. So I go out about my day. All right. I go out, do some things. All right. Now, Little Miss Perfect shows up. Now, this is another incident separate that I wanted to cover, but guess what? On this fourth day, guess who shows up? It's Little Miss Perfect. Okay. And she starts ripping into me about the previous incident. One of these days, I'll have to tell you all about that. She rips into me. And, I would like to tell you that I just walked away and didn't say anything. And that's what I did. Believe it or not, that's the big plot twist to this. At the current moment, I walked away from Little Miss Perfect. I didn't say anything, okay? I was pretty proud of myself that, I didn't comment to her about how she looked like a 90s hooker, or that her hair dye made her look like she came from the southern part of a trailer park that basically looks like it comes from Arkansas. I didn't mention anything like those, okay? But anyways, I just was polite. I walked away. And that really got her. So it's like, okay, I gotta win. I wish I could tell you that was it. I wish to God I could say something to the fact that, hey, I had the moral high ground. Because I didn't have the moral high ground. Because I took my lipstick out. And I may or may not have wrote on her windshield her personal phone number for everyone to see. And the message was, for a great date, and I put down her phone number on her windshield. Okay, just because I can't speak does not mean I can't be a bitch. All right, so I'm accused of this little stunt. All right, the police get involved, and like I said, it just escalates. I was accused of vandalism, and I can't argue very well that, how can it be vandalism? Nothing was vandalized. If I would just been able to speak, maybe things wouldn't have been so bad. But here the cops are not giving me a break. They are ripping into me. They are just basically crucifying me, accusing me of this act of vandalism, which in my opinion was not vandalism because the bitch got 4 calls. So how is it vandalism when when I'm helping you get booty calls? But anyways, so here they're ripping into me. That's not the worst part. And I'm not kidding you. Then the Jehovah's Witnesses show up on my doorstep. They see this. They're listening to this. And the smirks and smiles on their faces is what makes it worse, because I know what they're thinking. They're not running away. Some of these people are like, you're getting what you deserve. And I'm quoting 2 of them of the 4 that were there. You know what? Like I said, that was the worst day to date. And then on day 5, it wasn't the worst day, but it was just that little cherry on the big FU Sunday that I had throughout the whole days. And for the record, the cops did let me go with a minor citation when I'll be taking care of that issue soon enough. But anyways, the final, just a little bit, it's like I said, it was just this crescendo of incidents and stupidity, and then it was nothing that was worse than day 4, but on day 5 was that glorious little cherry that just poof, that just made everything compounded so worse. And I'm not kidding you. I get my voice back. And I get a call from the diocese. For some odd reason, they believe I may have done something to a certain preacher, certain pastor, certain reverend, certain bishop, certain rabbi, certain cleric. Okay, yes, those are the individuals. I am not kidding you. It's not the same person. It is a list of individuals. I may have, according to them, sent a bunch of friends with large titties, low IQs, to their houses to give them intimate massages. I'm accused of this. Maybe I did it, maybe I didn't do it. But the point is, the diocese is ripping into me saying I can't do that sort of thing. And my answer was, are you paying for the bill? Okay, that kind of escalated the situation, but needless to say, the vixen did not turn out so well on that issue. And now I have a bunch of religious leaders, one of two things. Either they really hate me, or they're calling me up to see if they can get a second intimate massage from the person I sent to them. Well, anyways, my badass boys and badass babes, here's the life lesson. If you're going to lose your voice, stay inside, drink lots of liquids, and don't let the world get to you. Anyways, I'm sorry for last week, but who's your vixen, and bye-bye.